Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. Shalawam, Shalawam, man. I'll get into it real quick. Share the live out real quick. And then, give brothers and sisters some time to get up in here. All right. Hey, first and foremost, facing the east, all praises, glory, and honor be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone which rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yerami Kazak back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And the Lachawan Kadash, the holy language, right? According to Zephaniah 3:9, Acts 4:12, Proverbs 30:4, Isaiah 19:18, right? It points to specific names, which you have to come in Matthew 28:19, okay? So you got to know those proper names, man, when you're calling upon your power, all right? So, furthermore, Yahawah equals he is, he exists. Yahawashi equals he saves, he delivers, he is salvation. And Rakakadash equals a spirit that's holy, right? So what we're going into today is the Edom, the nation of Edom, spoke of in the book of Job. Now, I was recently talking to a brother, and I'm trying to let this brother get up in here. All right, so I'll wait about 2 minutes. I just told him I was going live. You know? I'm like, where you at? Where you at? But yeah, I'll give him about 2 minutes to get up in here, man, then we'll go into it. All right, so shalom to every brother and up in here, and sisters, if any sisters in here. I don't see any. All right, about time. Brother finally got up in here. All right, so let's go into it, man. So we're just going to go over Job. We're going to hit a couple of chapters, you know. And it's one of my favorite books, right? It's the book that I read when I first started really coming into the truth. Okay, fasted, prayed, and read the book of Job. And just really got that fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. This is what we're talking about, that fear. You really got to understand that this ain't in your hands, you know. So let's go to Job 1 and let's start at the top. There was a man, well, actually I read it on my phone so everybody can see it versus reading it in my Bible. So to Job 1 and 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared power and eschewed evil. And there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. Now, to the comment board, right? What's the implication that this man is an Israelite? What is the implication? If anybody knows. Exactly. The water, Nakaf. Yes, that he feared Yahawah. All right? He feared Yahawah. Okay? Edomites really, they lack that fear. They don't have that type of fear. Okay? So, because you're going to have many individuals, this is for brothers that teach, you're going to have individuals saying that, oh, he was in the land of Uz, though. Oh, okay. So what? You have Israelites that may have been in other land masses, other places, you know. All right. So he was in the land of Uz. Okay, great. But that does not make him an Edomite. That does not make him another nation. Furthermore, he has a whole book written about him. Yahawah is taking time going and talking to this man and dealing with this man, all right, in many different ways. And he blessed this man and he deals with this man. And Job fears Yahawah, which fearing him, that means that he keeps the laws, commandments, and statutes. Now you're going to see evidence of that as you read the book, such as him giving sacrifices for his kids and him because they may sin. You know, other heathen nations don't give sacrifices, right? To Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They may sacrifice to Baal or Moloch or something like that. But they don't give sacrifices to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? They don't know that ordinance. So keeping it going. Verse 3. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 300 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she-asses and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. Salakia, let me put my phone on the charger, man. We just did a live on YouTube, and it ran down. So going back to it, verse 5. And it was so, when the days of their feasting was gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings. This is another implication that he is an Israelite. Offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed power in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So he did these things to sanctify his household. So Job was moving in the manner of a priest. He was moving in the manner of a priest that would go forth and give the sacrifices to redeem Israel. Annual sacrifices, right? So this is another implication, letting you know, because he fears the Most High. Now there was a day when the sons of power came to present themselves before Yahawah, and Satan came also among them. Now, is this talking about spiritual demon Satan, or is this talking about Esau, Edom, Satan? Question to the comment board, right? Is this talking about spiritual demon Satan or Esau, Edom, Satan? And Yanasha, I'm mainly talking to you, bro, because we talked before this. All right, the water. Spiritual demon Satan, exactly. But any other brother can answer, okay? So, yes. So, the angels were gathered together. Satan also is spiritual demon Satan is an angel on the left-handed side, right? And Yahawah said unto Satan, whence cometh thou? Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahawah said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Boom, another implication. Because he's what? He is a servant. Hast thou considered my servant Job? Right? So any individual that's bringing Job was an Edomite or any of that, you cut 3 ways, man. And it's going to be other ways that you're going to be cut if you just read the book, you know? So he is a servant. Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth power and escheweth evil. So who can be perfect, man? Jake, you will never hear of a heathen being called perfect and upright. No, the heathen are called children. They're called servants, right? They're called fools. They're foolish. Okay? Khan, exactly. Romans 9:4. Let's get it. The service pertains to the saints, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of power and the promises. Now, Job was what? He was keeping the law and he was keeping the service. He was keeping the covenant. He was keeping these things, right? Yeah, they're called beasts, but we're also, in a sense, when Jake is going off, Jake is in a brute mindset, like 2/3 are in the mindset of a beast. Let's keep it going. Because really, we all creatures, understanding that. Okay? So if anybody is talking like, understanding this, if anybody's saying like, well, we're different, we're humans, and they're not humans. No, they're humans. Okay? They have hearts, they have lungs, they have livers, they have kidneys. They have all the intestines, small intestines, large intestines. They have all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right? It's just that we are given the Holy Spirit, That's the main separating factor. We are the chosen nation. All right? So keeping it going. Going back, and where was we at? Upright. Verse 9. Then Satan answered Yahawah and said, doeth Job fear power for naught? Okay? And Proverbs 1:7, letting you know that Job has that understanding and that knowledge. He has the wisdom. He fears the Most High. Right? Now, does he fear Yahawah for naught? Right? It's reasons. Okay? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. And that's what we're talking about. Let's go to Proverbs 18:10. The name of Yahawah is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So by Job praising Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, right? And dealing correctly, he has that hedge around him, that protection, And this is what Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, is talking about. So let's read it one more time. Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So when you're walking through your everyday life, man, every time at night, bro, when you get down to pray, say the water Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for protecting me and my family. Anybody that's under your authority, you know, for protecting y'all and watching over y'all and keeping y'all safe. My wife has to drive to work. Anything can happen on that road, but Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi keeps her. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that you need to be grateful for, because many people perish on the road. Many people perish in many different type of ways. But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has a hedge around you and your family. It's been so many times where she was going somewhere, right? And right after she left that destination, it would be a wreck. Or I remember one time we went to the Vallarta, the Mexican grocery store. We left on the scanner calls on Facebook. It was a pew, a shooting, you know, in the same grocery store parking lot that we had just left. So that's because that hedge, right? So we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, but we fear no evil. We are protected. The Most High prevents these situations from affecting us. You know what I'm saying? The brother said, me and my whole family got into an accident in 55 miles per hour, and Yahawah preserved us to give thanks still. Khan, that's beautiful. You know? So even if we do get into something, he protects us. He keeps us. Right? With that being said, you know, hey, you got to thank him, man, every time that these things are taking place. Okay? Brother Kevin, we're going into the book of Job right now. All right? If you are still here at the end of the lesson, I will take questions. But right now, we're going into the book of Job. Okay? So, keeping it going. That hedge of protection, right? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So with that being said, Yahawah, once again, he's the father of spirits. He controls everything that's going on. So if he wants to send somebody to come to your house and try to rob your house, that's him sending somebody. You know, if he wants to send a wild animal to come and attack you, that's Yahawah putting a spirit of vengeance upon that animal. You know? So you got to start looking at life in that manner. If it's the Father's will, it's the Father's will. You can't fight against that. All right? Verse 11. And this is what the book of Job is really going to show you, man. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. Even in those situations, you know, even in those situations. Let's go to Sirach. How are you supposed to handle yourself? I'm in a situation, brothers know me, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a job right now. So hey, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I got to be careful, right? Money is short. Money is tight, especially in this economy, right? But I'm still doing my lessons every single day. I'm still doing what I got to do. I'm not cursing the Most High. I'm not like, why you gonna give me a job? No, bro. Okay, whatever, bro. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get through it. It's all gonna be good. I'm not fearful. I'm not terrified. Right? So all it is Esau trying to knock me down to make me curse the Most High. This is the same type of situation, man. You may go through these situations where you can't carnally see the end or the light at the tunnel, but you got to trust and believe in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to get you through that. You know? That's 100%, man. Okay? So this is Sirach, the 2nd chapter. My son, if thou come to serve Yahawah, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Right? So Job ain't going to make haste in time of trouble because he truly fears Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. He understands that it is the Father's will. for whatever's going to take place. So when Satan is making this declaration like, hey, do this to him, do that, he's making this challenge, Yahawah's like, that ain't going to work. But we can do it. Let's do it. Right? Because Job is what? He's going to set thy heart all right and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. That's why, hey, been talking about discipline a lot, diligence, to really have that understanding and that backbone to get through everything that we're going through, right? To not fail and falter when stuff gets hard, when a little bit of pressure comes upon you. You a piece of coal. A little bit of pressure comes upon you. If you jump out of it, you're never going to be turned into a diamond. Never. You're a piece of gold. You're being refined down, broken down. Okay, we got to melt you down. If you jump out of the furnace when that adversity is coming, how are you going to get those impurities up out of your body? Ask yourself that question. You're not taking what's coming to you cheerfully. You're taking it like, I can't do this. I can't handle this. No. And you're not trusting in the Most High. All right? James 1:12. I got that for you, bro. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahawah have promised to them that love him. Exactly. Beautiful. You know? So trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. He's going to get you through it. So going back to it, verse 12. And Yahawah said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahawah. So he allowed Satan to come and tempt Job, right? All right. So, you know, if you read the story, you read the story, you understand what takes place. Job is sent through a number of trials. Kids took away, crops took away, cattle took away, right? Swords put on him, you know, but his life can't be took. His life cannot be took. Let's jump forth to the second chapter. And let's start at the top. Again, there was a day when the sons of power came to present themselves before Yahawah, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahawah. So what is Satan? The spiritual demon Satan. He's subject to the Most High. He has to present himself. He's not just operating out here like an outlaw. He's not running on his own program, how the Christians would tell you. No, he has to present himself before Yahawah. All right? So keeping that going. And Yahawah said unto Satan, from whence cometh thou? And Satan answered unto Yahawah and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. And Yahawah said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth power and escheweth evil. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. So when even in that sense, look at this in a simple minor situation with your brothers. Let's say your brother comes against you and you feel like it's unprovoked. It's without cause, right? But you don't turn and be evil and lick for lick, petty for petty. No, you got to understand who is controlling everything. The Most High Yahawah. All right. So who put a spirit on an individual to say whatever they want to say? That's Yahawah. You have to look at situations and be like, oh, it's a test. Let's get that word integrity. This is what's mainly being tried, man. Your integrity is going to be tried heavily. Your characteristics. Are you gonna be like a man, you know, or are you gonna fall and act like a little girl? Integrity, your innocence, right? And let's take it over to Edameline. I want to get it deeper. All right. Integrity, blamelessness, chastity, purity, soundness, wholeness, completeness. Oh, what do we have? We have a sound doctrine. This is a doctrine full of integrity. To do what you're supposed to do when nobody is watching. Nobody has to tell you to read. Nobody has to tell you to do videos. Nobody has to tell you to do them correctly, to research, to be diligent. Nobody has to tell you these things. All right? Once again, man, we are not to be yes men. Right? You are supposed to be researchers and studying. Last night, I went into the book of Acts. Right? You need to have something that you're going into. I went into the book of Acts from 1st chapter to the 9th chapter, right? And tonight I'm gonna finish it up, or I'm gonna do another section, you know. But you need to have something that you're going into every single day. Give time to reading, give time to studying, being studious, and from that you produce lessons. From that you grow, and then you're gonna have life experiences. It should be it should never be no instance where you like, I don't know what to do a video on. Are you a damn lie? Like you don't live? You don't go through stuff? Life doesn't happen to you? You're not being tried right now? Bro, if you're not being chastised, hey, that's an issue. Okay? Either you're being chastised right now, or you're going through a little grace period, but a chastisement is coming. Hey, exactly. I read about Stephen on my live on YouTube just a minute ago. You know, how he was going at the Pharisees and Sadducees. It was beautiful. He was cussing their ass out. He was like, man, y'all keep rejecting the Holy Spirit, bro. Right? The brother Nakaf said, Khan, he lost everything from family to wealth. Jake today loses a tooth and crashes out. Man, you step on Jake Jordans, man. Jake be ready to risk it all. Jake be ready to go to jail over some damn Jordans. That ain't even worth $200. They really worth $15. But you ready to crash out over some damn Jordan. Nigga, get some more Jordans, man. Okay, or clean your shoe. This is showing you how carnal how people have become. They don't have the integrity. They don't have the morals and the values. Because they place their that's beautiful. They place their treasures into something that's not real, man. That's where their heart is. Your heart is in your Jordans. It's in your clothes. For you Jakes, that you get the garments. I got a garment now. You put your heart in your garment. You think because you got a nice garment, that's it. That shit don't mean nothing. Did you have the word before the garment? Okay, yes. Did you have the word after the garment? Yes. Now, if that word is took and stripped from you, that means something. These clothes do not mean anything. All right? Can we teach without a 12 tribes chart? Yes. All right? We have it because it's commanded, right? Numbers 17 chapter, Ezekiel the 37th chapter, right? It's commanded of us to have it, to teach these dry bones. But without it, if I'm just talking to somebody on the phone, I'm still going to have this truth. The garment is this truth. It's the understanding. If you need to look down at your fringes to know not to break the law, then you have a bigger issue, brother. You have a bigger issue. You know? I'll get that for you. That's Psalms 26 and 11. Psalms 26 and 11, and it reads, but as for me, I will walk in my integrity, redeem me and be merciful unto me. Same thing that Joshua said, as for me and my household, we shall serve Yahawah. You can do what you want. Your salvation does not it's not attached to mine. You know, I'm going to walk in my integrity. I'm going to walk in my characteristics. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. You know? So it goes to the point of, hey, bro, we lead you to the water. You drink. You drink the living water or not. You know you are required. If you following the elders, you know, apostles and bishops, then, and you're a teacher. You're producing lessons. You are required to produce 3 lessons a week. Now, where does it say, well, that's all you got to do? No, you should do more than that. Show your love for Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. All right? Don't limit yourself. Right? So let's get that from the brother Yasharahla, 2 Timothy 2:15. And it reads, study to show thyself approved unto power, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Exactly. And that's why you have a period of studying, at least 6 months, where you're studying and you're growing and you're getting the correct understanding. Then you begin to teach. You're watching videos, you're learning, you're studying under brothers. Who did Paul learn from before he even got to Yahawashi? He learned under Gamaliel. All right, Salaki if I'm saying that wrong, but Gamaliel. Okay, so he learned from him. And then that was really minor. Yeah, he learned the law and all of that, but did he really have the truth? No. He was really in a Gentile state of mind in a sense, because he did not have the true understanding that Yahawashi had brought. So that's showing you that, yeah, you can learn the law and all of that, but do you really understand what Yahawashi and the apostles was trying to tell you? Do you really understand? This is where the Pharisees and the Sadducees was going off, because they knew the law. They kept the law like a muff. You know what I'm saying? But they denied Yahawashi. That's the thing, bro. So don't get caught up in that sense of law this, law that, like the law is going to save you. Hey, you cleave unto the law like it's not. But we keep the law, as the scriptures say. We establish the law, right? But we also understand that we are in a captivity where everything they do is against it. You know? So, hey, gotta go to work on the Sabbath. Boom. That's Satan messing with you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's how it goes, though. You are not in a sovereign position to control anything in this organization, man. Hey, I'm going to bring the Zaquan up. And then we're going to get back to it. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether you be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahawashi Hamashiach is in you, except you be reprobates. All right, hey, Shalawam, Zaquan, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak.
I want Yahawah, man. Those demons hating, man. Yo, you completely black to me, man. Like the screen is just totally black. Stuff. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's cool, man. That don't mess with it and stuff. You know. So what's the topic?
We just going into Job a little bit. I went into a little bit how Satan, spiritual demon Satan's messing with him, and then I'm gonna hit Job 18 around there, showing that Esau is talked about in the book of Job as well.
Oh yeah. Proceed.
Right, so let's go back to Job, the 2nd chapter. And verse 4. And Satan answered Yahawah and said, skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahawah said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So this is letting you know that Yahawah will allow certain ailments and illnesses to hit you. I know a lot of brothers are dealing with certain things, man. And those things have been allowed to affect us, to damage us, such as back problems, knee problems, whatever it be, man. All right. But are you going to curse Yahawah because you're going through things? No. You are supposed to go through things, as we read in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Take it cheerfully. Take it knowing that it's furthermore validating that you are a son of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Right? Let's go back to Sirach 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear Yahawah, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fail, lest ye fall. So the key word being wait, wait, wait. Don't try to do it on your own where, you like, man, I don't need Yahawah. I'm gonna fix this on my own. Boom, boom, boom. That be those carnal-minded individuals in the time of Jacob's trouble where they take a pew and they try to take matters into their own hands. When Esau kicks open the door, they be right there popping back. No, that's not what you're supposed to do, man. It may not sound good to you, but you need to lay down on the ground, put your hands behind your back, and, hey, I'm ready to go. Where y'all want me to go? Okay? Where y'all want me to go? Okay? We ain't fighting. That's not the mindset that we coming in. As King David said, my sword will not save me, neither will my bow save me, loosely quoting. So we're not fighting in a carnal sense. We're fighting in a spiritual sense. Read Ephesians, the 6th chapter. We're not fighting these individuals that's right in front of us. We're fighting strongholds and demons that they can't even see. So keep that in mind. All right. The brother said, just checking the comments, keep to the best of your ability, Ecclesiasticus 17 and 25. Let's get it. Ecclesiasticus 17 and 25. And it reads, return unto Yahawah and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less. Exactly. Because a righteous man falleth 7 times, but he gets back up. He does not go back into his vomit like a sinner. So you got to maintain yourself. It's going to be hard. This flesh is going to mess with you. Right? It's going to mess with you. That's what makes the reward so great, because you went through this. You went through Babylon. You went through the YT man yelling at you at work. The YT man making you work 16 hours, 12 hours. Then you got to wake up, do it all again. Right? You went through this stuff. You went through a terrible ass pay. You went through this, barely making ends meet. You know what I'm saying? You that's why the reward is it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It's incomparable. Let's get that Romans 8 and 7 for the brother. Good one. Because the carnal mind is enmity against power, for it is not subject to the law of power, neither indeed can be. Because we are of the spirit. We are no longer of the flesh. We are born of the spirit. We are moving with the water. Right? The elder said that proves we not in the second covenant by the flesh. Yeah, because the flesh is still messing with us. Exactly. Hey, the elders say this a lot, man. We don't even have control over our thoughts. Sometimes you got thoughts that just jump in your head, pop in your head, man. You don't have control over your thoughts. You have to rebuke these things. You have to rebuke these demons. I had a thought, man, jumped in my head yesterday, bro. Like, damn, am I doing enough? I'm not good enough? Is Yahawah dealing with me? You got these thoughts coming, even when you producing lessons. You hitting the streets. You doing all this. Brothers is coming to you to get understanding, but you still gonna have those thoughts, bro. You still got these demons messing with you. It does not stop. Okay? This is continual. So you have to rebuke these things and go to the scriptures and continue to learn, continue to grow, and continue to build yourself up, man. Seeking Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, asking to protect you. Everything rebuke in the name of Yahawashi. When things pop in your, rebuke it in the name of Yahawashi. Get used to doing that if you're not doing that right now. Rebuke it in the name of Yahawashi. Man, that should be common coming out of your mouth. Rebuke these demons, man. Okay? Rebuke these demons. Now let's go back to Job, the 2nd chapter, and get a little bit more. And then I want to go to Job, the 18th chapter, and we gonna wrap it up. I got about 30 minutes, so, you know, depending on how the spirit go. Okay, so Job 2:7. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahawah, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Doest thou still retain thine integrity? Curse power and die. That letting you know that's a disloyal chick. I don't want her on my side in Jacob's trouble, because she's already tripping. You know? I don't need her on my side. I need a woman that's going to be down with me with whatever I'm going through. Just because, let's say I somehow you become handicapped and this woman leaves you. She wasn't down with you. This is, in a sense, what happened to Job, man. He's being persecuted. He's being hit with certain ailments and all this type of stuff that's going on. You know? And she's like, just curse God and die. She like, just go. You know? Let's read that one more time, man. Because she wicked. Then said his wife unto him, Doest thou still retain thine integrity? Curse power and die. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of power? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips? This is why we tell certain brothers, man. Man, how you get a woman, man? I want a woman. Is that the flesh? Okay? Is that the flesh? Yeah, of course you gonna want a woman. Cause hey, you know, boxing, all that is whatever it is what it is. But do you have a full understanding of this truth first? Have you married wisdom? Has she become your spouse? According to what's that? Wisdom of Solomon, the 8th chapter, I believe. It's either that or Sirach, the 8th, one of them. Right? If a brother know it, you could put it up. So, have you married wisdom yet? Are you dealing with her? Is she dealing with you? Are you showing love to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and making him priority every single day of your life? Are you producing lessons? Will this woman, if you begin to deal with a woman, because you know dealing with a woman, okay, you got to give time to her, right? I did 2 lessons yesterday, you know? I did 2 lessons yesterday. So at the end of the latter end of the night, I was like, all right, I'm going to chill with my wife, man. We watched a movie. What? We watched something. And we watched Inside Man, that Denzel Washington joint. You know, old school movie, good little movie, right? So we watched that, we chilled out, we relaxed. I saw Zaquan hop up on live, you know, and I was just in there listening a little bit, you know, because, hey, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? But then, hey, after that, I hopped out, and I was like, you know, I dedicated my time to my woman. So a woman comes with a time being took from this truth. This is why if you're dealing with one woman and that takes your heart away from the truth, you don't need another woman, man. That one woman destroyed you. She took you away. This is why you don't need all these women at this point in time. One would be enough. They come with more things. This is a weaker vessel. This is something you're going to have to correct and reprove and rebuke and set on the right track. You know, it's like, it's honestly, man, it's like dealing with a kid. Okay? And sisters don't get offended, but that's how it is. You women are like having another kid because your mindset, being the weaker vessel. If Eve had stayed her ass where she was supposed to stay, you know what I'm saying? You got a kid that went off and went and got some other doctrine and brought that back. Okay? I bring you back up, Zaquan.
Okay. Shalawam, bro.
Hey, Shalawam.
Okay, we can hear you now. You continue.
Come. So going back to her, let's read it one more time. Then said his wife unto him, do if thou still retain thine integrity, curse power and die. So let's say you get you a wicked woman and she has that mindset to pull you away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You know, why you always doing lessons? Why you always hitting the streets? Why you always studying? Why you always reading? You don't never got time for me. You don't never want to deal with me, etc., etc. All right. Oh, she woke up. All right, cool. I'm gonna be done in like 15 minutes. Just play with her. All right. And my daughter woke up, man. Yeah, she normally be asleep till 11:30, but it's all good. But so let's keep it going. As he said again, but he said unto her, thou speaketh as one of the foolish women speaketh what? Shall we receive good at the hand of power, and shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. So Job did not sin with his lips, man. He didn't allow her wickedness to enter into him, man. All right, let's go to Hebrews, the 12th chapter. Starting at verse 4. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, letting you know that you will feel pain and suffering in this truth. You have to resist unto blood. And ye have forgotten that exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son, despise not thou the chastening of Yahawah, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. So be strong when these things are coming. As we read in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, take these things cheerfully. For whom Yahawah loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Right? The brother said, Yahawah will take away a woman so you can focus on the ministry. And that's a beautiful thing. Yes, indeed, it is. Because this should be your main focus and your priority. That's why Deuteronomy 17:17 comes to mind, is where you can have multiple wives, but not to the point where they take your mindset away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And we can see with Solomon committing idolatry, right? Not saying that the multiple wives was the sin, but him committing idolatry took his heart away from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Right? Now, with that being said, oh yeah, Khan, the light woman. Let me ate the water for that one, bro. Ecclesiasticus 7:26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman. So the woman that you deal with should, in a sense, be in the same vibration and understanding that you're in. You know, not saying that you got to teach your woman the truth. You shouldn't be doing that like that. But if she's following you, she's going to pick up bits and pieces of this truth. She's going to understand certain things. She's deprived of wisdom, man. She's not in a position where she's raised up to teach, you know, men or nothing like that. That's not her position. But simple things like the Sabbath, knowing what to do on the Sabbath, right? Being able to teach the kids the names and the customs, you know, knowing what to cook, right? Knowing to get all the leaven out of the house around the Passover. These simple things she should know. These things pertain to her. Right? So let's take it from there and let's go to Joe. And Elder, you got anything to add, man? You got it?
No, you're completely right, man. And yeah, I'm dealing with a situation with my woman, man, that she's freak it out and stuff like that. So they the weaker vessel, man, and stuff. And it's like dealing with a kid. You tell the kid that's not like a kid said. It's a monster. It's the boogeyman in my closet when I go to sleep. But me and they ain't the boogeyman, but they keep bringing it up and stuff. This shit get tired, man. So you're right. The woman is like a kid and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take it over. Let's go to Job, the 20th chapter. And man, a lot of this, but I don't want to get it all. We could start at dang, I like all this. But we just go to 23 and go downward. When he is about to fill his belly, power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Now, that being said, bringing that to Esau, understanding that this Edomite is, one second. This Edomite is about to fill his belly. And what's that with? With this whole beast system, this digital currency system where he's gonna bring the CHIP and make it mandatory and bring all of that around, and have everybody under his surveillance. He wants to surveil you under the skin and give you social credit score system and do all of that, man. Because he wants to play God. As it says in Isaiah the 14th chapter, he wants to rise up to that position, right? So when he's about to fill his belly, that's when his empire will ultimately fall down and be done away with. When those ICBM missiles are going to take him out, So he, and that's beautiful because it's like, you got to look at it. As we always say, this is a movie. So that's like the climax of the movie. When Esau is, you thinking the villain going to win, but out of nowhere, the heroes somehow win and they come out on top, right? So it's what's the word? Suspenseful. It's suspenseful. Okay. Hey, you can get up out of here, bro. Moody.
All right, brother. Shalawam.
No, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about this Moody dude.
Oh, okay.
He said all that man supposed teacher of the gospel. This is hilarious. Hey, all right, bro.
Well, why is he here if he don't? I don't understand it. They don't like the scriptures. Why they keep coming out room and stuff? That's stupid.
Yeah, it's all good. Verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And let's talk about them ICBM missiles, man. That iron weapon. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Right? So, as Jeremiah the 50th chapter would tell you, Matthew 24, 29 to 31, right? The stars shall fall. These arrows shall be shot by a perfect bowman, basically. So nothing is going to miss. And as we talked about earlier, with Yahawah being the father of spirits, he's going to place spirits on these missiles, man. He's going to have the Alahayim, the angels, are going to be with these missiles, leading them and bringing them to where they need to be, making them hit where they need to hit. So, yeah, America may have a defensive position. They may have, similar to Israel and their Iron Dome, which we found that out. It's not that iron because so many missiles was getting through. Okay, America, you got it, Zaquan.
No, I said glass dome.
Yeah, Khan. America can't stop everything that's about to rain down upon it, man. All right, we talking over 22 million missiles, man, that's coming down on this place. So you can't shoot all of those down, right? And that they know this. This is why they have bunkers in different countries, because they are going to flee from this place. Those in the know, those that know that, hey, this nuclear attack is imminent. We got to get up out of here. right? All it really takes, as the scriptures say, is an hour. And we know, as we done look, hey, some of those missiles can get over here in 30 minutes, you know? So it's going to be extremely quick, sudden. Yahawashi is coming as a thief in the night. It's going to be extremely quick how this place is took down. Verse 26, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So this is a fire that is not blown, letting you know that it's also one that you can't put out. This isn't something you could start like that. You can't take no wood and no sticks and start what's about to take place at this place. It has to burn out. You know, as the brother said, at the same time, WW3, exactly. And yeah, hypersonic missiles. They can get up to, 20,000 miles per hour? You know, that's way past Mark 5. Verse 27, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from power, and the heritage appointed unto him by power. So also, we ain't just talking about Edom that will feel these nukes. We're also talking about 2/3 Jakes, all right, and others of these other nations, man. These 17 other nations, okay? So they're going to feel it as well. So you're like, oh, well, that's only for the people that's in America. No, ICBM missiles are going to hit other places on this planet. You can look up Israel's, the Samson plan, where they say if they're in a position where they feel like they're not going to win, that they're going to send nukes at everybody, including America. I'm like, I thought America was your dog. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yep.
The brother got Wisdom of Solomon 2:21. Such things they did imagine and were deceived for their own wickedness. Exactly. You know, he shall take the crafty in their own, in their own, let me go get that. 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with power, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And look at those bunkers. You have freaking like $1 billion bunkers, literally. Like they have bunkers that are over $1 billion. They're like multiple levels, 10, 8, 9 levels, etc., etc. Okay.
Yeah. Underground cities and stuff.
Yeah, underground cities. That came out. $21 trillion underground city under America, right? You got his decline. You want to add on it?
No, yeah, they got underground cities, man, with parks and stuff and movie theaters, all sorts of crazy stuff, man. You know, they got here in Chicago, the underground city with pools and stuff. What's that little thing called? It's like a bed, it heals you and stuff. They got that too. I synced it on the video. Yeah. All right, go ahead on Moody.
Moody, you got a question or something, bro?
No, I'm just sorry for being a little bit judgmental. I said, I made that comment that was kind of stupid, but yeah, just kind of seeing what's up. Where do you gather that these are the 12 tribes of Israel, though? Like, I'm kind of curious because, these are pretty scattered, different types of people, and they're not really close to Jerusalem.
But you're gonna get Deuteronomy 28 and 64. Yeah,
Deuteronomy 28.
Say what?
You said Deuteronomy 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 64. Here it goes. And Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, so we're gonna be scattered outside Jerusalem.
Well, yeah, I know that, but it's just like all kind of the same color, right? I mean, just dark and brown.
Who's
all the tribes of Israel you're claiming?
Well, tribes of
we know there's many different people. What about Indians? What about
Okay.
Chinese people? What about white people? What about anyone
Okay.
else?
Okay. Now
And
they
this is
not
all on one side of the earth, mind you. You said that they'd
okay.
be scattered among the nations. This
Okay,
is
brother.
one side of the
Can
earth,
Hold
I
your
talk,
peace.
the
brother?
Hold your
West.
peace, bro. Hold your
Okay, I'm
peace.
just finishing.
Hold your peace, bro. Go ahead,
All right.
Zara.
I just read in scripture Israel scattered all the earth. So yeah, Israelites in China. Yeah, Israelites look like Chinese, but their father's paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Same thing over in Europe. You got Israelites look like so-called white tea people. Same thing in the Polynesian islands. You got Israelites look like so-called Polynesians. So we scattered all over the earth. Yaron, can you get Numbers chapter 1, verse 1?
Time.
Right.
Numbers 1:1. And Yahawah spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were coming out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their posts.
So it don't matter what you look like. A person can look like a so-called white tea person, but if the father's maternal bloodline go back to the Israelite, he's an Israelite according to scriptures. We got brothers that counts look like so-called white tea people. We got brothers that counts look like so-called Asians.
Why do you gotta say white tea people, bro? Like it's just white.
Because,
I'm
brother,
not saying black tea
this man
people,
laugh and get
bro. Like
pulled
what's
down.
wrong with you?
What's your
I,
nationality?
I,
Hold on,
I,
hold on, hold on, hold on. What's
yeah,
your nationality?
I'm gonna drop you down, man, because I'm gonna finish my lesson. I only got about five
All right, have
minutes
a good
left.
night, bro. God bless.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think the light bulb's there, but nobody that light feeling ain't on. You know what I mean?
God, if you sincere, Moody, just follow the page, man, and come back around. All right. But going back into what it said in Job the 20th chapter, let's take it over to Isaiah 14. We're gonna end it over here. And I guess we'll start at verse 12 going down. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Now, when it's talking about Lucifer, it's talking about the so-called enlightened, the so-called elite of this world, which you would know as the banking families, the ones that's pushing the buttons behind every single war, every single famine, every single pestilence, every single disease. You ask yourself that question. Well, how are they pushing the disease? Because they're funding it. The education system was funded by them. The pharmaceutical system is funded by them. Okay, wars are funded by them. Whatever you aids the creation of it was funded by them. Okay, so what is another thing that was funded by them? Slavery. All right, for our people to be shipped across the Atlantic, it was funded by a bunch of small hatters. All right, this individual said they make millions off of inch, they make billions, and far more than that. We are talking about individuals that have trillions of dollars in their possession, the banking families, right? So they are being fallen. Now, when it says they're falling from heaven, it's talking about a rulership. This is their rulership. They control it all. Okay? Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Now, with that being said, let's go back to Job 9:24. Yahawah has them in a trick bag because they believe that they came into this all in their own power. But let's read it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this is talking about Esau, Edom, who is right now at this present day controlling the earth because they are given, they are allowed to control it. It's a trick bag. It's like you playing with your little brother, y'all racing, but you let him win. That's what Yahweh is doing with these individuals, man. He's letting them think that they're winning, but then when your big brother, hey, he want to dust your ass, you really gonna see. You could never mess with him. You could never. All right, keeping it going. I will ascend. Matter of fact, let's read 13 again. For thou hast said in thine heart, thou mine, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. The stars are speaking about the Israelites. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. They want to be like Yahawah with all of their digital system, their surveillance, CCTV, okay, using these phones to track us and locate us and look at us and all of that, right? So they're trying to be like the Most High. And what does it state? What happened to them? Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdom? So furthermore, stating that Lucifer is not an angel, man. It's a man. It's a group of men, individuals, all right, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prophets, that opened not the house of the prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of the grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. All right. So 1 second. Dang, go get that. It's GG. Man, my mom's got here. She gotta watch the kids because I got a dentist appointment. I'm about to have the left side, man. Today they gonna get me. So, hey, if y'all do it live, I ain't coming up and talking, man.
I told you to leave those sweets alone, man. You kept being hard here.
Oh man. So, where was we at, man? An abominable branch. All right. So verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Furthermore, letting you know, Obadiah 1 and 15, Esau is going to ultimately be destroyed completely. All right. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahawah of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahawah. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith Yahawah of hosts. So that's ultimately their lot, man. All right? They're not going to get it at the end of the day. All right, Moody. Okay, bro, you're showing that you're not sincere, bro. You can get up out of here. Somebody mute him. Y'all can mute him, man. All right. So I got one more precept in the book of Job, the 18th chapter, just letting you know that it was also stated in Job. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwelling. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not power. So those wicked, that's talking about your so-called YT man, that Moody doesn't like us to use, right? But failing to understand who these individuals are, man. This is those that rule the earth at this point in time, right? Now, I got to get up out of here, but if any type of questions, y'all can ask them right now real quick. Zaquan, you got anything to add? You know, you got it.
No, bro, you broke down everything perfect, man, and stuff. I'm starting to laugh in the coffee. Everybody won't come on. I'm starting to laugh.
And yeah, safe haven. The good news is that we will be saved from the nations, and there shall be vengeance. Yeah, exactly. And that's talking about us, the Israelites, right? So salvation is from under the thumb of these heathens who we're being oppressed by right now. All right. And yeah, Cupcake, ain't nothing wrong with my teeth, man. I'm just getting I'm getting a deep cleaning.
You supposed to stay away from those sweets, Cupcake. Get on him.
Yeah, but hey, facing the east, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us his truth. And Shalawam to the
Oh.
Lord's hopeful elect. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Bible ball to this wicked kingdom. May Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi destroy this bitch soon. All right, everybody, if you want to keep the edification going on, go to Zaquan's live, Alliance of the 12, who you see right here. And he's going to start a live, you know, and keep going, man. Shalom to everybody. Hope this was edifying. All right, shalom.
Stop eating candy.